Invictus, my kings, and welcome back to the Slavicus Place channel. And today we will be starting a new Total War Shogun 2 Portugal playthrough. Yes, playing as Portugal, modded obviously, but nevertheless, it is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. And so I think it's only right that we start off in a correct way. And let's see, we are located on Goto Island. In this campaign, I think I'll play, well, until Realm Divide, most likely. Most likely until Realm Divide hits, and then we'll see about continuing on. Probably won't be really continuing on that far ahead. Basically until Realm Divide hits, and then we'll see how things go. But the first order of business is to capture this wonderful island, yes, which the names of the Japanese isles completely escape my mind at the moment. But the first order of business is to advance rapidly militarily within this island, then probably capture also Shikoku. It says right here, Shikoku. Does it say over here what island this is? It doesn't. Very sad. But the capture, or maybe that's the name of the sea. Yeah, Shikoku South Coast, Tosa. No, those are the individual cities. Never mind. So Shikoku South Coast. Okay. So we will capture first this island, then we'll capture this island, then we'll move on to the mainland, and then, well, most likely our ultimate target is Kyoto. So we'll probably have to capture about half the map, and we'll see how things go from there. Alright, here we are at the port of Matsura with our army. I did recruit an extra 2 units of pikemen into this. So let's see, declare war, and then the army can sally out. There we go, we have very favorable odds for the auto-resolve, so yeah, let's auto-resolve. There we go, we lost only a couple of units, peacefully occupy, and there we go. Our foothold on the Isles of Japan is very slowly and steadily growing, no longer hemorrhaging money, thank God for that. And here we are very shortly going to be able to march forward. And should we construct chapels around? Probably not. It doesn't really. Maybe we play as the Crusader type, but we really don't need a chapel right now. Let's just get a Yari drill yard and let's construct some, well, trading port could be nice, warehouses. I don't know, let's just go with the trading port for now, and soon we will be marching on, let's say, Otomo. Let's march on Otomo, even though they're Christians and they should honestly be on our good side. Let's see, could we trade with them actually? No, we can't trade with anyone. That's very sad. It's very sad. You would think that the trading empire of Portugal would be able to trade, but unfortunately we can't. So never mind. We can't trade. So yeah, let's just conquer everyone around us. Now here we go. The Otomo are actually willing to trade with us, so let's trade with them. Why not? It's only historically accurate, isn't it? So I think our next target is going to be actually Hizen over here. So we have North Hizen, and then we'll have Hizen proper as well. That should work out relatively fine, I think. Here we are. The road to Hizen is completely open. No need to fight this one. There we go. Decisive victory. We lost basically 0 units, it seems like. Yeah, clan destroyed Sagara. There we go. We lost 0 units. Look at that. Overwhelming victory, I guess. These guys are not happy. Let's try and exempt them from taxation, and let's there we go. Our general has gained rank. Let's see, how do we... Oh, here we go. Retainer. Our retainer, what do we have? Drinking companion, Favorite mount. Let's go for favorite mount. That definitely seems more movement range and movement range. Movement range is definitely the way to go. Next up is going to be South Chikuzen. Yeah, I think South Chikuzen is the way forward. And let's just recruit some units here so that North Hizen doesn't rebel needlessly. And yeah, our army looking a little too overpowered for the Japanese. Let's see how far we can go before we meet any actual resistance. All right, here we are. Our opportunity for a first great battle is here. So both samurai, some Yari Ashigaru. Let's see just how well we do in a battle. Okay, never mind. Never mind, but it was a worthy attempt, I think. But let's just capture South Chikuzen then, and let's be done with it. There we go, another province captured. We are currently at war with the Kamachi. They have a whole bunch of provinces around us, so we should do fine just by sweeping them up, and that will, I think, prove useful. Even though they have a bunch of bow samurai, some Yari samurai, pretty good units for the early game. I'm using a 24 turn per year mod, so it's not like we are in a great rush. But as you can see, a whole bunch of clans are getting destroyed. Let's see if we can actually finally trade with someone. Oh, we can definitely trade with someone. There we go. Quest trade agreement. There we go. Very nice. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of trading. Let's see, also quest trade agreement. This deal is acceptable. Very nice. Wait, it's unacceptable. Okay, never mind then. Looks like we're not gonna be trading. What about these guys? It's unacceptable. Why would trading with why would trading be unacceptable? That is very strange. Unacceptable. Okay, well, I guess we're not gonna be trading that much. This still satisfactory. Okay, so we're gonna be able to trade with some people at least. But looks like next turn maybe we'll go after this army over here. Didn't really lose anyone in the battle, so our units are fresh and ready to move out. Oh, and looks like that big army actually decided to have a bit of a go at sieging the city. So let's have a proper siege battle this time. All right, here we are on the battlefield, and let's take a look at how our units actually look. There we go. These are some pikemen. They look mighty fine. What about the swordsmen? Ooh, the swordsmen look cool. I think the swordsmen, the pikemen, basically are gonna be the backbone of our army. I think this is just the units that the Otomo get access to. Pretty sure, but you can see that we haven't really repaired the walls yet. They're all damaged up. A little bit of the musketeers. Let's see how the musketeers look. Oh, they look mighty fine. Okay, so let's just deploy our units in the center, and we will see from where the enemy actually decides to come. What about the general? The general, oh, very cool, very cool. Very nice. Okay, so let's just deploy our units in the center like so. And we'll see where the enemy decides to come from. We can't see it just yet. Alright, looks like they are all coming from over there. So let's send our musketeers to that region. And our arquebusiers should probably face this way. The general can move back or move forward or whatever. And let's see about actually deploying our units in a smart way. Maybe like so, and these fellas, the garrison units, can move to the more out of the way, let's say. Let's see. They have Yari wall. They don't have They don't have like a phalanx or anything. They have Yari wall. So okay, it's a shame that our garrison units are still like Japanese units, that they aren't like Portuguese units. But regardless, this should be a fine battle. I haven't really fought a siege battle in a long time, even a defensive siege battle in a long time, even during our previous campaigns. Oh, here we go, some action, pretty long range on these musketeers, doing some pretty decent damage just out of the bat. Yeah, pretty decent damage indeed. These Portuguese units are pretty pretty overpowered, I think, at least based on there we go, we are already routing some Boashigaru with our arquebusiers over here. Yep, they're routed. Very nice indeed, and that's how it should go. But you can see we managed to destroy some bow samurai, but the enemy is fast approaching our walls, so let's retreat with our musketeers, and let's send up the pikemen, and let's set up the swordsmen in the back, so that we have a pretty good time when actually dealing with the enemy, so that we aren't caught by surprise at all. Let's send our units like so, and then like so. And here we go. The enemy is actually mounting, trying to advance up against our units. But oh, they actually do have some bowmen. Very interesting. So they are going to be doing some damage, but I don't think that it's going to be a very significant amount of damage. They don't have a good shot at our units, or maybe they do actually. They're doing some damage. So let's what are these? These are general bow samurai, but I think we should repel their infantry attack first before we actually decide to deal with the bowmen. It looks like we're actually repelled the attack very, very quickly from the looks of it. So let's reform our guys like so, and let's send the ranged guys over there. Let's say the ranged units to deal with the bowmen. Oh, now the general unit is advancing. But I think our musketeers and our arquebusiers should do a fairly decent job at repelling the invaders, even though we just captured the territory off of them. But they are the invaders, definitely not the rightful owners at all. But they captured it from a previous clan. You know how it is in Total War. Nobody's a rightful owner of anything. Their general is dead, and their bow samurai are now routing. Every single one of them should have been dealt with, I think. Yep, that's their army. Victory, very nice. Alright, so we lost a little under 200, and they lost, well, basically their entire army, a little over 1,000. So yeah, our unit's definitely on the stronger side of things, but there we go. They actually send out the bow, send out a ship, so let's auto-resolve that fight. Lost not a single ship at all, and we managed to destroy them. Mission failed, oh well. But so here we are, managed to repel an attack. Our units are replenishing, and let's see if we take them out. Okay, we can reinforce the main army over here. One issue that we're gonna run into constantly is unhappy populaces, or the populace constantly rebelling against us because we're Christians and they are Buddhists, and they do not like that one bit. They do not like that one bit. We constantly have the debuff the penalty of non-clan religion, which means we're probably gonna have to build a bunch of chapels around and have to go around converting everyone, which that's gonna be a hassle. So we can destroy this Yari jewel, don't need it. But yeah, I think that's enough for this part, Kings. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Our foothold in Japan has been firmly set, and I will see you next time.